Good evening, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you ladies doing for a hump day? It is a hump day. It's a Wednesday. It's a wholesome Wednesday. Come on, ladies. I can see two people. There were some who showed interest, right? Rubik Cube, today's topic, might not be interest to everyone, but if someone shows the tips and tricks of how to solve the cube, that would be interesting, right? Come on, ladies, come on in. Thank you, Rohini. Come on, identify yourselves. Come on, ladies. Yay! Thank you, Lata. Thank you. How was your Wednesday? I think I have told several times my Wednesdays is just chock-a-block. We were strictly instructed, to stay home and work from home, but I ended up going to work in the afternoon. Finished all the work and then came back. It's never ending. It's a full-on job. Come on, ladies. Lata wants to be in my video. Maybe after the session, Lata, I will definitely bring you on if you're interested in chatting to me. Definitely. Shailaja is saying, looking beautiful, Hema. Thank you, Shailaja. Shailaja was the one who showed us the embroidery last week. She was here with me. Things change and Sydney is in lockdown, as you all know. And for the mob in India, yes, we are in lockdown. But mind you, the contact tracing and everything is so powerful here. And you can track anyone, right? So which is really good. This is the very, the best thing the Australian government has done, right? The contact tracing. Not all countries have this luxury, right? So it's really good. That's the only way, we can track and keep track of all the COVID cases. I think there are about 21 as we listen to the news this evening at 6 o'clock. 21 is a small number, but the precautions which is being taken is really commendable, right? The state borders are closed, lockdown everywhere. Yeah, the thing continues. Come on, ladies, I need more people. Lata is saying, sorry, I didn't say that. Oh, okay, sorry, it was flashing saying that you wanted to come on the screen. So that's why I asked, saying, all good. Okay, that's fine, all good. Come on, ladies, a hump day. How was your day? Good, bad, better, worse, worst? The superlatives of all the possibilities, all right? Yeah, all good. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Hope you would have had a wonderful time with your grandkids, right? Oh, that's good. Come on, ladies, I need more people in. Rainy and sad. Yeah, it's rainy and gloomy. Yeah. Ratan is saying, hello, Hemaji. Thank you, Ratan. How are you? I see my great supporters here. Thank you very much, ladies. And it was just day before yesterday, I just posted saying, how is it going and everything. Thank you very much. Quite a few of you all have responded. I haven't acknowledged those messages and comments yet, which I will be doing. It's really great to see those ones, but I was thinking that I would see some negative comments. I didn't see any. I wanted the negative ones because, see, I work and my mentality is always on reverse psychology. I'm not sure for how many of you guys, like, related to reverse psychology. For me, it's always the reverse psychology. Even if I have to solve something, or even if there is something, in store for me, I always go backwards. Okay, just go backwards and see what happens. So the reverse psychology works for me. So I wanted to see some negative comments. Come on, or even they're saying, not literally negative, or maybe constructive would be the word to be used, like a constructive feedback. Just like what happens in the performance development reviews or performance appraisals at work, right? So that is what I would be targeting, and it would be a great kind of like, tool for me to, it helps me to see, where the gaps are and what's needed and everything. That would really be awesome to see some constructive feedback there. Right, come on, ladies. I've got only 4 people. No, I need more people. Come on. I'm just checking. Oh, I didn't want it that. Okay. It's almost been 6 minutes. Come on, ladies. Okay, I'll be starting anyway. So I have invited her. All right. Okay. Now, before starting the session, let me tell you, ladies, about my sari. This is a new sari. I think probably got it about maybe 4 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, I think. And it was sitting in my wardrobe, and the blouse is a little bit tight, but I still have worn it. This is a Ghicha silk sari. It's pure yellow. I'll turn around and I'll be posting tonight. It's a Ghicha silk sari. Ghicha silk comes from Eastern India, which is from Assam, and the reeling of the yarn is a little bit different in Ghicha silk, right? So what happens is, when the cocoon is reeled, sometimes the cocoon by itself naturally is pierced, or there might be a little bit of hole in the cocoon, or it might be damaged for various reasons. So what happens is they separate all the damaged ones, like which has got a hole, or which is bumpy or whatever. It's kind of like gets separated out. And what these women do is, most of the time it's women, they pull out the thread by hand, literally manual pulling of the thread happens. And then what they do is they take a big earthen pot and they kind of like roll it onto the earthen pot. And then the yarn is kind of like, reel from there. And the texture of the yarn, since it is pulled manually, it is, it is labor intensive, of course. The yarn itself is coarse, and it's a bit, the texture is a bit rough. So that is what you kind of like see in this Ghicha silk. And it varies, like, depending on the strength of the silk used. It might be cotton mix. This has a little bit of cotton mix in it, and this is how it looks. I'll just show you how it looks. It's kind of like, coarse, but it's woven though. It's literally woven into the fabric, and this is how the weaving is done. So this is what the Ghicha silk is. So it was sitting for quite some time, I tell you. I thought, okay, let me open up all my saris. So you'll be seeing me in new saris for all the Wednesday sessions, right? So an opportunity for me to wear these saris. Because of the lockdown, we don't know when it's going to happen, when it's going to, calm down and everything. I thought, okay, let me enjoy myself. So you'll be seeing me in new saris. Well, coming to today's session. Today's session is all about saris, of course, which I mentioned. And it's all about Rubik Cube. It's a humble Rubik Cube, right? Everyone would have seen this. Like even me growing up, I have seen this. It was quite expensive in those days. And I tried and tried and tried with all the possible solutions. Only tried for about half an hour, but still it did not make any sense to me. So I have got Mrs. Samruda Chidambar, who is going to show us all about the tips and tricks and how to handle the Rubik Cube and what's needed and what's required so that you can solve the puzzle. It's basically a mathematical session, right? The normal formula, or the algorithm which we have always followed, even in our school days, is the BODMAS, which is the brackets, order or indices of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So these were the chronological order which we did the mathematics, or the formulae or whatever. We used to use that and do that, right? So I don't know how many of you all know there is also BODMAS, which is instead of the O, it is being by I, which stands for indices, right? So it's the BODMAS and the BODMAS, which is what we followed. And we also used to have the pie chart and everything. But anyway, those mathematical days are over now. Like I'm not a maths person, but they say that if you're good in maths, your IQ is good, you're knowledgeable, it's all kind of like things associated with maths. But coming to this humble Rubik cube, which Samruda is going to introduce us to what it is all about, it's the Hungarian inventor, the Erno Rubik, who invented this. It was in 1972. And then probably around like 1980s, it gained so much popularity. And even international games are being hosted. And we can also see Guinness Book of World Records being, kind of like, who go and monitor and see, how many seconds each one to take to complete the cube, and how to solve the puzzle itself. Like, you have to be brainy, and basically the more you do the puzzles, the more you have the finger dexterity. It improves your brain memory, and there are lots of things, which helps you with. But anyway, I just couldn't do anything. I have to watch Samruda do that. Well, coming to Samruda, Samruda is from Bangalore, but now settled in Sydney. She's got a beautiful 6-year-old daughter, Saisha. And Saisha is her accompaniment to do all the Rubik cubes and everything. And she's a customer service representative working in a health-related industry. So since her childhood, she always wanted to kind of like, pursue something which is puzzle-based, and this was the one which interested her. And she continued following her dream of solving the puzzle, which she did. And after coming here, she had the opportunity to do some classes for kids on Rubik Cube and how to solve them. She not only has this, she has got multiple other types of cubes or associated puzzles, which she's going to show us tonight. And I'm so excited to have her very soon. I'll bring her on the camera. So she will be showing to all of us how it is done and what made her do that, etc. And she also is very, very passionate about, other hobbies, and probably I would say like traveling. That's her dream passion. And she also collects souvenirs, and most of the souvenirs is to do with magnets, right? So when I was chatting to her, she said, she has about like 250 magnets. And I'm just thinking, have you visited so many countries? And then she said, no, I do. I have visited a few countries, but they are from different places. Look, even I collect souvenirs, and mine is probably about like, 50 to 60 or something, like though there might be multiples from the same country. That's different. But I was just thinking, I have visited so many places, and how can she get so many souvenirs? And, she explained it to me. Say, for example, like, even if she goes to a district, it's only nowadays you started getting these souvenirs, the magnetic souvenirs, the magnet ones which you can, put it on the fridge magnet, or even you can have a board and, just stick it in there. It's only recently, like, India started kind of like doing that. When I say recently, probably about 10 or 12 years ago, and before that, it wasn't there. It was all in the shape of keychains, because I kind of like, bring back some souvenirs from India, and I always used to look for the magnets, which, the fridge magnets, which was, it would have been very nice to give it to the colleagues, but it wasn't available then, but now it's available, and including each and every district has it, which is really good, isn't it? So that's what she has, and she has a bundle of them. I'm not sure whether she would be able to show that, but I would be happy to have a view of those. Samruda, if you're able to show us your collection, that would be great. If you can get hold of it, that's absolutely fine. But anyway, that's the brief little background and bio of Samruda. And also she's very, very passionate and very cluey about doing crochet, as well as, she kind of like creates some treasure from trash. And she had made this beautiful kind of decoration for the Ganesh and the Gauri Puja, and it was so beautiful. She had literally used the plastic bags, and she had made like rows out of it, and it was also like a den kind of like setting. I have forgotten what it was, but anyway, this was a couple of years ago, and it was so beautiful, and it was all handmade, and she made use of those plastic bags, and it was a pleasure to see that. And she's very, very arty and everything. So anyway, I have introduced Samruda, and I will be bringing her on the frame now. Samruda, just join me. I have invited you. It's just adding. Thanks, Samruda. And every session I say, there is a man behind each and every session. And today also my husband helped me set up this beautiful setup of mine. I was planning to do, but the gadget did not kind of like, help me do this. I have to get some more lessons from my son at the moment. But anyway, I thought I would be able to do. I wasn't able to. So even for Samruda, her husband is helping her take the video, and is going to do all of that in the background. And thank you, Suresh, for doing all of that. Come on, are you able to accept? It's adding, connecting. Yay!
Yeah, hold on.
Hello.
Thank you. Thanks, Samruda.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much. Thanks, Suresh, as well. Of course, he came in the frame. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good evening and good afternoon, ladies. Yes, as Hema told, I'm Samruda Chidambar from Bangalore. I'm staying in
a little bit louder.
Yes. Good evening and good afternoon, ladies. As Hema mentioned, yes, I am Samruda Chidambar, originally from Bangalore and staying in Sydney. I'm very happy to be a part of this wonderful, wholesome Wednesday sessions. Hope you all had a very great Wednesday today. Before I start, I would like to thank Hema for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of it. And I must say, not just me, but she's been giving this opportunity to lovely, young, talented women to showcase their piece of work.
Thank you. Thank you, Samruda.
Thank you. And to start with my drape, today I have draped ikat print saree.
Yeah.
It's cotton silk material, and the drape which I have done today is little different to the actual drapes. It's called as Bollywood midi drape. If you will notice, the border does not go to the bottom, but then it comes to our hip portion, making it more significant and giving a more detail to the saree.
Yeah. Saree. So is it a pre-stitched saree?
No.
No. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. So there is a gradation in the border there.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah. Anyway, you'll be posting your full saree picture. It would be great to see.
Yeah. Basically, what happens is the entire saree gets lifted on the thigh, giving it a more better look and a much different look.
Yeah.
Yes, and the saree is glammed up with silk thread jewelry along with the pendant. I love these pendants with these kind of sarees, which makes it more teeth and more beautiful.
Yeah.
Generally, I have picked all my sarees from Bangalore, and that's my favorite hub for shopping for sarees.
Yeah. That's the shopping hub, isn't it?
Yeah, always. It's always the perfect place to pick any kind of dress or any kind of ethnic wear. I definitely miss shopping there for some time now, but yes, once everything is fine, I would like to go back and get some more collection and just add it up here.
Everyone is eagerly waiting.
Yes.
Very nice. Yes, Samruda, your interest in Rubik Cube started when you were a kid, right?
Yes. Rubik's, yes, as most of you all know, it's a very old kind of puzzle, but it's gained popularity from time to time, and the interest towards learning Rubik's is always there. I picked up when I was in school, started learning with one of the basic cube, and once we solve one of the cube, that's when you feel like solving more cubes because you get to know the technique.
Yeah. See, that's what, like, you know, I've had this for almost, like, you know, a few weeks now. I'm just thinking, how would I start? I tried, like, you know, I got the algorithm out and I tried and tried. It was so difficult for me. I said, no, Samruda is going to teach me the technique.
And Rubik's also has many solutions, I would say. It's not just one way of solving it. There are various kind of solutions, and each solution is different, but either way, you will still end up with a proper solution.
Correct. Yeah. So tell me all about the cube, the humble cube, which has got, like, you know, 6 colors. And I'm wearing one of the colors, pure yellow. I was talking
this is my small collection. Yes, this is my small collection of cubes.
Oh, wow.
I have many of them around in India as well, but this is what I have collected here after coming to Sydney.
Wow.
Most of them are available on the market easily. I have picked quite a few from eBay and quite a few from Amazon. It is easily available, and yes, there are various variety of cubes. I think there are more than 300 to 400 plus cubes available in the market now.
Wow. So are you able to solve all of them, what you have there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So these ones again are a combination of basic cubes, intermediate, and advanced cubes.
So you have got the tetrahedron, quadrahedron, triangle, you know, the prism one. You do have the round one, the circular one. Wow.
This is like a very playful cube. It's called as a ball cube. I would say it's one of the easiest ones, but still it's interesting.
Oh, that's lovely.
A little more, I would say it was invented very recently. These are called as gear cubes, which is not like a regular cube, but just it turns like a gear and makes it more tough to solve. So this is how it rotates and it makes it more tough to solve.
Okay, I'm really impressed that you know how to solve all those cubes there. My goodness gracious. So you were good in maths, Samruda?
Okay, I would say, but then always good at cubes. Maths, I was like, okay, fine, but it was always my interest.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. So start off with the humble cube. You know, this is there's actually the 4 cube one, isn't it? Is there a 4?
I'll show you all the cubes. So, starting from the basics, this is one of the most simplest cube, and this is what we start learning Rubik's with. This is called as a floppy cube.
Right. Oh,
this is another basic cube. Yes, because it's flat and it looks like a floppy. It's called as a floppy cube, and it's the easiest one.
Right. Okay.
This one is the next basic one, which is called as 2 by 2 cube. Very similar to, yes, very similar to 3 by 3, but then yes, the technique is quite different, and it is still a basic cube, I would say.
Yeah.
This one is the most commonly solved 3 by 3 cube, which is very famous among kids, among adults, among all ages. This is literally the first one which everyone picks.
Right, right.
This is a little more advanced one, which is 4 by 4 cube. Okay. Looks like 3 by 3, but then yes, it's more number of turns and more number of steps to be resolved.
Yeah. I'm really impressed
this one is
how to do all of them. Wow.
Yes. This one is 2 by 2 by 3 cube. Another simple cube, I would say. Doesn't work exactly as 3 by 3, a slightly different one, but again, a easy one.
Okay.
And these are called as shape shifter cubes, which means when it turns, the shape of the cube completely changes. This is called as Fisher cube. So if I just turn, you will be able to see that the shape of the cube changes.
Ah, right, right, right. Oh, wow.
These are much more advanced.
Yeah.
This is another basic cube, which is called as pyramid cube. So when we conduct classes for kids, this is the first one which we teach them. By this, they start getting more interest towards cubes, and learning 3 by 3 would get easier.
Okay.
This one is called as a pyramorphic cube. Looks like a triangle cube, but slightly different. This one is called as a skewed cube. The way it rotates is completely unique. This one is called as a dino cube.
Yeah.
Interesting, yes, because it rotates in a different way.
Right.
This one is called as an ivy cube. Ivy is because it just rotates like a triangle and not the way a 3 by 3 rotates.
Right.
This one, as mentioned, yes, it's called as a gear cube, which rotates like a gear, and hence the name. This is one of my favorite cubes, which is called as a mirror cube. Very similar to 3 by 3, but then quite complicated.
Because it's
also a
shapeshifter cube. It looks the same.
It looks the same, but yes, it is a single color cube, and each piece is of a different size.
Correct, correct. Okay, the dimensions are different. Okay.
Yeah, dimensions are different.
Yeah, yeah.
Very similar to 3 by 3 mirror cube. This is a 2 by 2 mirror cube. Similar approach to this. But yes, another interesting one.
Okay.
This one is another shapeshifter cube, which is called as a windmill cube. So yes, shapeshifters just rotates in a different way and makes it more harder to get it back to the actual cube shape.
Right. Okay.
This one, again, one of my favorites. This is called as a kilomix cube. It rotates and rotates, and yes, it looks like a kilomix.
When you say rotates and rotates, this one is rotating for me. It's not like I'm not getting similar colors, Samruda. This rotates and rotates.
Yeah. Every cube, yes, keeps rotating, and finally, yes, it should come back to what it was.
It's like a stress ball. At least stress ball you can punch, but this one is just rotate and rotate and rotate.
Yeah, this one especially, it's just rotating.
Okay. So what is it called?
This is called as a kilomix cube.
Okay. Pyramid, did you say?
Kilomix.
Kilomix.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is called as a leaf cube simply because it looks like a leaf, and a basic cube. This one is called as an axis cube. Shapeshifter again, and makes it really hard to solve them. These cubes are not speed cubes, so these are not something which can be solved in seconds or quick one. It's not a quick one. It does take some time, and it's complicated.
Okay.
This one, as mentioned, is a ball cube and favorite for all kids because it's the easiest one.
Okay. So how do you operate that? Like does that also move in a similar way?
This one is like we need to push it, and that's how it keeps moving from one circle to another circle.
To another one. Okay.
So once it is mixed up, the main aim is to get the colored ball to the respective colored circle.
Oh, okay, okay, got you. That looks hard as well, but it's not easy though. For you, you have showed me so many cubes, maybe about like 20 odd ones. For you,
Yeah,
everything
I have about roughly about 20 here. It's a small collection over here, but then yeah, I used to have more at Bangalore. Hopefully, I get them sometime soon.
So, when you say you had them in Bangalore as well, so are all these cubes available in India as well?
Yes, it is available in India. Again, even in India, it's easily available online rather than stores. Available on eBay or Amazon, and a couple of more websites. But I have generally picked all of my cubes from eBay and Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, very nice, very nice. Yeah. So, your daughter, who is only 6 years old, what cubes can she solve?
She can solve all of them.
Oh my goodness!
She can solve, yeah.
Nice, very nice. So
she can solve
Sydney, if you are interested, you're interested in sending your kids to her classes. She runs the classes during holidays and weekends as well. You can message her via messenger and get the details on so that you can send your kids. They can be mathematically challenged. Nice.
I mean, very interesting for that age. Ideally, yes, I would say anyone above 5 years plus can get a hands on it and they will be able to solve them.
Wow, nice, very nice. Good.
I think because of my daughter, I started getting more interest in learning many more variety of cubes.
Oh, okay. So she practically can solve all of those puzzles up there.
Yeah, she can resolve all of them. Yeah, roughly about 30 minutes for these 20 cubes. We are trying to help her in speeding up the time limit so that we can try to achieve more speed.
Yeah, okay. So coming to Saisha, for example, like I'm just kind of like, trying to get the background to that. Okay, she has learned how to do the cube. Probably she might take like a few minutes. So what's her goal? Like, she needs to finish it within like, 10 seconds or something along those lines?
We are aiming, her goal is mainly to learn a lot more number of cubes. And also we are aiming at learning these 20 in about 20 minutes. She's still working hard towards it, but yes, at the moment the goal is to learn 20 cubes, solve 20 cubes in 20 minutes.
Wow, so is that what it is? So 1 minute, 1 cube?
Yeah, approximately, yes, 1 minute, 1 cube. But yeah, there are few cubes which takes 2 minutes and there are few cubes which takes as less as 30 seconds. So somehow trying to balance and get the overall solving of 20 cubes in 20 minutes.
I'm having this for the last week, I still am not able to do it. Okay. Off you go, Samruda. You show me what you
She thoroughly enjoys it, and every kid who comes to us as well, once they solve one of it, they get to know that they're capable of solving everything.
Anything. Okay. All right. Off you go. Perhaps maybe you can explain the cube to begin with, and then you can show off. First, you do what you have to do, match everything, and then you can tell me what exactly you do.
Yes. Maybe we can begin with...
I'm just joking.
Not showing the steps.
I'm just joking. Yeah, off you go.
All good. Maybe for today, we can try to see how we can arrive at 3 by 3, which is the most humble cube and the most basic cube.
Yeah.
To solve any cube, the way we turn is what is important in a cube. And before solving any cube, we need to see on how it looks and how it turns. So for example, in a 3 by 3, you can notice that however I move the cube, the centers will never move. So that is what is important.
The center row moves except the center piece one. This one doesn't move.
Yes, except the center piece, the rest of the cube moves. So in each phase, the center piece can never be moved.
Yeah.
So that is what is important on how we start with the cube. Every cube has its own way of moving, own way of turning, and own way of having a fixed piece, which makes it more easy to arrive at the solution.
Okay.
Apart from this, we need to know on the turns that are possible with a cube. For this basic 3 by 3 cube, there are about 6 colors. And I also mean that 6 colors is equivalent to 6 faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is which represents the 6 colors.
Yeah.
Let's mix it up to start with. And the way each turn is like...
You know what? We should swap the cube. I'm going to give you this cube.
That is still good to proceed.
There will be a technology very soon, Samruda, so that you can pass things, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully we can just swap our cubes.
Exactly. So I'll say, okay, Samruda, this is the cube. Here you go.
Yeah, I'll just catch it. To start with it again, yes, the way it turns, for example, 3 by 3. When we say a right turn, it is nothing but the right face. I'll just turn my camera a bit so that we can see the exact right and left turns from my hand. So this is called as the right turn.
Yeah.
And this is the left turn.
Yeah.
This is the up turn, which is called as U. And this is nothing but the bottom turn. Or the down turn, which is called as D.
Yeah.
This is the front face, which is called as F.
Yeah.
And this is the back face, which is called as B.
Yeah.
So these are the 6 turns possible. Every face can move in a clockwise direction or an anti-clockwise direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
The easiest way to learn what is clockwise and what is anti-clockwise is when we see any face, just imagine a clock. So in a clock, this is nothing but 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So when we say a clockwise turn, it is from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, which is nothing but this way.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So now when we take the right side face, we imagine the same clock over here. So 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So this will be our R turn, and turning it backwards is called as RI. So it's nothing but R inverse.
Okay.
With the up, same logic, 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So this is called as U and this is called as UI.
Okay.
This is our left side face.
Yeah.
So this is called as L and this is called as LI.
Okay.
This is the back face, which is nothing but B and BI.
Right.
And the way we start solving is layer by layer, meaning that we solve the first layer, followed by the second one, and then finish up with the third layer.
Third one. Okay.
Let's quickly do the white layer. Generally, white is, I would say, it's like a best friend to all cubes. we start solving any cube generally with the white layer.
Okay.
Let's quickly mix it up a little more to make it a bit more complicated for us.
Yeah.
To start with, we try to search for yellow center.
Yeah.
And then we try to give 4 white petals. So these are called as petals simply because they look like a flower. Let me see as to where is my first white petal. So I will turn this. So this is my first white petal.
So you have to get 2 there. How will you get 2? I've got.
So we need to get 4, not just 2. It's 4 petals. So it's a yellow center.
Yes.
With 4 white petals. Let me search in mine. So I got 2.
How will you get the other 2 here?
No formula for this, but it's just that we need to identify where the petal is and quickly make some turns and get it to that position.
I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened to the other one? So how will
You
I get
still
the
got
other
3.
2? Oh God! How will I get the other 2 then?
Other 2, or you already have 3? I think you already have 3.
Oh, so am I looking for this or am I looking for these?
The center ones. So first petal, second petal, third petal, and the fourth petal.
Fourth petal. I doubt getting that. Where is it?
It is a bit of practice, I would say.
I know. I don't think so I would be able to get that one. Oh, no, I'm coming back to the same one.
Coming back to the same one. Little more turns so that it comes to the position. But once we have the petal, we fix the other 4 pieces.
Okay, when you say petal, it's just the white one in a cross, right?
Yeah. It's nothing but white cross.
White cross, okay.
Yes.
So how will I get the white one here? No. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's correct. Almost. You're getting there. You're getting there.
No. Okay. Go ahead.
Just put your blue center towards left hand.
This one.
Yeah, that's the one. And turn the petal over there. Yeah, you're reaching there. Yes. Yes, just turn it upside.
No. No, it's okay. I don't think so I'd be able to get that.
It's a bit more practice, but yes, the technique is to get the 4 petals on the top layer.
Okay. Yeah. You carry
Once
on.
that is done, we try to put the remaining 4 whites. To do that, we try to match this particular color with the center. And then we just push it down. So we have a blue one next. So match it to the blue center and push it down. Just follow the same with the other 2 white petals. So that's got a red center and try to move it down again. And now we have a green piece here. Try to match it with the green center and push it down. So now when I see, I finally have a perfect white cross.
I don't think so I've got that. Yeah, okay. I have
Keep
to watch
trying.
This.
Keep trying, and I'm sure you will get there.
I'll get that. Okay. Probably when I post tonight, I'll try once again.
Yes.
And watch it.
You can always come back to the live video of today and try to follow the steps again. You will definitely get there.
Correct. Yeah. Excellent.
So once we have a correct white cross, we try to fix the white corners. The way we fix it is we try to see any white piece at the bottom. So this is a white piece with orange and blue.
Yeah.
So this has to be between orange and blue center. And this is from where the algorithms begin. There are a couple of algorithms to remember and solve each cube. That's why learning Rubik's gets really tricky and quite interesting for kids. Solving any Rubik's does improve the kids' concentration and kids' memory power.
Memory power and including
also
your finger dexterity, right? So
yes, that was the next one. Yes, so it also improves the finger movements. The way the kid moves their fingers improves day by day.
Yeah.
Let's solve the first white one. So the formula used for this is R inverse, D inverse, R, and D.
Wow.
So this comes up, but still not in a correct position, I would say. So we keep repeating the same formula, which is R inverse, D inverse, R, D, R inverse, D inverse, R, T. And now if you just have a look at it, yes, this piece belongs to the blue face and this piece belongs to the orange face.
Orange face.
So we are done with one of the corner.
Yeah. So now you have to do
the other three. Now let's take up this one. So this one is red and green. We try to place it between the red center and the green center. And then we try to do the same formula, which is R inverse, D inverse, R, T, R inverse, D inverse, R, T, R inverse, T inverse, R, T. And that's how it comes to its respective place.
Wow. Okay.
This is the last one. It is in between the exact centers, but then it's not turned properly, which means that we need to perform the same algorithm to make it face correctly on the cube. So R inverse, D inverse, R, D, R inverse, D inverse, R, D, R I, D I, R, D, R I, D I, R, D. And now it's in the exact place.
Oh my goodness gracious.
3.5 seconds.
But yes, there is a world record of solving this cube in 3.5 seconds. So I'm sure all of us can imagine how fast they move the Rubik's Cube.
I know. There's another show, wherein, this one of the kids, he's literally blindfolded and he does the Rubik's Cube in 3 seconds or something, blindfolded, and that too with his 2 hands, like, one in each hand. And I was really blown away seeing that.
That's a very popular technique now. I'm not sure when it came into popularity, but then kids are blindfolded, and not just the cube, they can even play cards. They can play cards, they can identify the numbers on the card, they can identify the shapes on the cards.
But like this one, like everything is the same feel. If you're blindfolded, it's really difficult. Wonder how he does it.
I'm sure they would have gone through a very hard training.
Whatever you said, like, R, right and left and, bottom and whatever. If you follow that pattern, maybe you can do blindfolded. Perhaps maybe Samruda, you should try and tell me whether you can do blindfolded.
That definitely requires extreme level of concentration and extreme level of memory.
That's a challenge for you.
Yeah. Hopefully, I pick them one or the other day. But yeah, it is quite interesting to see those tiny little kids having that level of concentration to solve them.
Correct. Yeah. Interesting. So, where are you now?
Let's continue. We just have one more white piece to be placed on the top. Same formula again. R-I, D-I, R, D, R-I, D-I, R, D, R-I, D-I, R, T. And yes, we are done with our first layer.
Wow. Oh
And
my
most
goodness.
of these algorithms,
In
um,
total, in total, to bring those ones, how many turns did you do?
it depends on where the piece is and in what turn the piece is present. But
Right.
generally, it takes about 4 turns.
4 turns. Oh, is that all you did? Like you did multiple times to get the full layer, right?
Yeah, so basic turn is like 1, 2,
2.
3, and 4.
Oh, okay. Oh,
At
all
times,
4
in
together
just
is
4
one.
turns,
Okay.
yeah, 4 turns is like one algorithm.
One algorithm. Okay, okay, got you. And you do it
Let me,
how many times do you do? 8 times or 6 times?
it depends on how the piece is. At times, we do it 2 times. At times, we do it 3. At times, it goes to 4, but not more than 4, generally, not more than 4 times.
Right. Okay.
Let me put this back.
Yes.
And what we have observed when kids learn is they don't memorize the formula, and the way they practice, their hands just turn even without having to say the formula.
Same
Yes.
formula. Any. Okay. Okay.
So it's more of practice, I would say, rather than remembering the formulas.
Remember. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's to do with our first layer. And this is the most simplest algorithm. To start with the second layer, we invert the cube because we have already solved the white layer. And
Yeah.
then we start with our second layer. This is from where the algorithms are pretty big and long and makes it hard to remember. But again, yes, as mentioned, no one remembers the algorithm. It's the hand movements which automatically happen with practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now what we try to do is we do have a correct center. We have a correct base. So what we are missing in the second layer is the 4 incorrect corners.
Yeah.
To fix them, we try to see where the piece is on the top layer. So I have one of it here, which is a combination of green and red. To start with, I fix the green front with the green center.
Yeah.
And this is the red one, which has to go on the left side.
Okay.
So how we decide where the piece has to go is, as mentioned earlier, it's the centers which do not move at all. So if this face has red center, which means definitely yes, all other pieces, all other red pieces have to come towards this side. And it cannot go anywhere else. So now this piece has to come here because it's the front belongs to the green side and the red belongs to the left side.
Yeah.
The algorithm goes like this. It's UI, LI, U, L, U, F, UI, and we put the whites to the bottom. So as you notice, the piece which was here has come over here now.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Let's try to do one more. So this belongs to orange, but green has to go towards the left side because it's the green center again.
Yeah.
So same formula, UI, LI, U, L, U, F, U, and put it down. So the top piece has come to the side.
Right, right.
These formula does take some time to work on them and to remember them.
Yeah.
Just that, yes, to begin with, we do write formulas and give it to the kids so that they try to learn. And when they come back the next class, we see that they have memorized and it makes them a lot easier to work on the cube.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's work with the last one, which is orange and blue. So orange belongs to here and blue belongs to the right side. Very similar formula, but instead of doing the left side, we do the right side. So U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, and we put it to the bottom. So the top piece comes towards the right hand side.
Right hand side. Right.
And we just have one more last one, which is blue and red. Red has to go towards right side to fix it up. So let's do the formula on the right hand side. U, R, UI, RI, UI. Turn this U and put it down. So now we can see that our 2 layers are solved and it looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
The next layer we try to solve is the topmost layer, and generally it's the yellow.
Yeah.
Always white is at the bottom and yellow is on the top.
Oh. It could be any side, right? But when you're solving that top layer, so white has to be in the bottom.
How we say that is, in every cube, there are friend colors. So friend of white is always an yellow, which means opposite to white, it's always a yellow and no other color can come there.
Ah, okay.
On the other hand, friend of blue is green.
Right.
And friend of orange is red.
Red. Okay.
So let me just take 4 by 4, and this is how it looks after it is solved. So what I meant to mention is, friend of white is always yellow. Friend of green is always blue. And opposite of red is always orange.
Ah, okay.
So if we go
you cannot
wrong,
solve it any other way. It has to be in the same way. That's
yes,
how it is.
exactly. Yes. It cannot be solved in any other way. And even if we try to solve it in any other way, it just goes in infinite loop. You keep turning the cube, but it will not get resolved.
Get resolved. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the position of the colors is always fixed.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know about that one. I thought, like, it could be any color, but you're just aligning it. But obviously the centerpiece is kind of like fixed and opposite colors are fixed to it. That's why. What if you change the colors?
You will not arrive at the solution. So you'll keep turning the cube again and again, and it will not be resolved.
Right. Okay.
So any cubes, like this is another cube. Just as you noticed, white is always opposite to yellow, orange is always opposite to red, and green is always opposite to blue.
Got it. Okay.
That's the basic way of coloring a cube, I would say.
Cube. Okay, got you. Interesting. So where's your puzzle now?
Yeah, back to that. Let's try to solve the yellow, because our aim is to get yellow opposite to white.
Correct, yeah.
The way we solve yellow is not just one algorithm. We do use more than one, about 4 or 5 algorithms, depending on where the pieces are. We try to see if we have any 2 yellows on the side. So since we have a choice of performing the formula here, and this is how it goes. R, U, RI, U, R, U2, RI. And the pieces keep moving, but we try to perform the same algorithm. Now we try to see if we have 2 yellows in the side. And unfortunately, I don't think so we have. So we need to change the algorithm now. Now we try to perform algorithm with just a simple dot. For a dot, it goes like F, U, R, UI, RI, and FI. Yes?
Yeah.
Till we don't have any 2 yellow colors. But then I do see that we have a line now. So the way it appears, our algorithm changes.
Okay.
So now we need to perform an algorithm for a line kind of shape of yellow,
Yeah.
which is like F, R, U, R, I, U, I, and F, I. And now we have a different shape. So this is
Shape.
how we get more yellows on the top.
Yellow in there. Yeah. Okay.
So this one, we consider it to be like a fish because it looks like a fish. So
Yeah.
we hold the fish and then we perform an algorithm to make it go more ahead. So same algorithm what we performed initially.
Yeah.
R, U, R, I, U, R, U2, R, I. 2 and R, I, and
You jumbled it up.
okay. Yeah, it has to come here. And yes, in case, we'll try to put this back because I tried to move. And it's back. And we have a couple of more yellows, but let's put this back again. And we are back to what we had. Again, yes, we have two side yellows.
Yellow. Yeah. Just need to align that one now. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And now we have another shape, which is like the minus, and we can keep looking that we also have two yellows at the side, which is more important. So let's perform the same turns. So each time we turn the cube, it forms a different shape. This one is like a J, F, U, R, U, I, R, I, and F, I. And now we have more yellows on the top. So the more we turn, we have more yellows on the top.
Yeah.
Let's turn something more. So we got a fish again. Another fish. And now, yes, we do have yellows on the top.
Wow. So automatically the others would have aligned, is it, or not yet?
Yes. Not yet. So this is just one of the steps to get yellows on the top.
Yellows on the top. Okay. Yeah.
So step by step, first we try to form whites. Then we try to form the first layer.
Yeah.
Then we try to form the second layer, and then we try to form the yellows.
Yellow layer. Yeah.
So though we have yellow layer on the top, we still have the sides which are not solved.
Yeah.
And to solve them, as we solve other layers, it's another algorithm.
Yeah.
So let's perform another big algorithm, I would say. RI, F, RI, B2, R, FI, RI, B2, R2, and UI. So by performing this step, we will try to get at least one side solved apart from just one piece.
One piece there. Okay.
Last layer is pretty slow because we need to fix piece by piece. It doesn't go like a whole layer in a bunch.
Yeah.
Now let's try to fix other corners by performing the same formula. And yes, now you can see that by performing the same formula again, we will be able to see that all corners are fixed now.
Are aligned. Now it's just the middle.
And also, yes, yeah. Generally, yes, one of the side gets solved and we will be left with just 3 more pieces to go into their position.
Yeah. So you do the same thing again?
Quite different one again. This is to just move the pieces to their respective position, and that will finish the cube. So for that, we try to see where blue has to go. In this case, blue has to go on the left-hand side. So we concentrate on moving this center to the left-hand side center.
Yeah, okay.
So let's do 2 turns. Move it to the left. Put it down, put it down. 2 Fs again. Put it up, and then you will be able to see that the entire cube gets solved.
Wow. I would be inquisitive to see how many rotations you have done. It looks like maybe about 50 plus rotations.
Quite a few rotations for sure. But yes, with practice, the speed improves, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't be this slow, because the way we move our fingers, it's like
It's
just keep
much
turning.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah, much faster. And as mentioned, we don't remember the algorithms. It's the fingers which automatically moves, and that comes by practice.
Practice. Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. Can you just show me just one of the cubes, just go haywire and just do without talking, how I just want to see what time frame you finish in.
We can try to do the pyramid cube.
Uh-huh.
Pyramid cube does not have 6 colors like the other one, but it has 4 different colors, and it's very interesting to solve. I can quickly just jumble up.
Yeah. So your time to do this Rubik cube will be what? Like so 10 seconds or maybe 15 seconds?
No, not so less, because the way it moves is different. But yeah, definitely lesser than a minute, I would say.
Okay, nice. Lesser than a minute. Wow. I'm still holding on to it tightly.
Most of the cubes are just say about 10 to 15 seconds, because the way it moves is pretty simple. These are more simpler ones. These take roughly about a minute. Most of it, I would say, takes roughly about a minute, and that is what we are trying to achieve, of solving 20 cubes in 20 minutes by using that extra time for bigger cubes and solving few cubes in just a couple of seconds.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, that's excellent, Samruda. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a variety to the group, because I don't know how many can solve Rubik Cube out of 8,600. I wouldn't have a clue. If anyone, who is watching can solve, just put in a comment box saying, yes, I can solve the Rubik Cube. I would be interested to know how many are able to, or how many is able to. If there is just one person, which I doubt, there might be more than one, obviously excluding you, Samruda. Oh, that's excellent, excellent. It's a good way to give some exercise to your brain, as well as, the concentration and the dexterity of the fingers, brain power, basically. It's just brain mathematics.
Exercise to brains, exercise to fingers, and exercise to memory.
Memory as well. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in and showing all your different types of cubes there. I'm just blown away seeing those ones. I just knew a few names, but I've kind of like seen more than 20 or odd ones there. It's very, very nice to see the collection. And thank you very much for joining in. Thank you, ladies. If you guys are watching and if you have any questions for her, the rhythm, and the way it has to flick through or whatever, just shoot her a message. She would be happy to answer. Probably I have to leave my cube here saying, this is my cube, solve this cube.
Thanks for having me, ladies. Hope you all had a great time. Yes, this is quite different to art sessions or music sessions or dancing sessions. Puzzle itself, solving puzzle itself is a mind game, and it gets interesting.
Yeah, it is absolutely, a mind game, as you said. Thank you so much. I'll be winding off, and I have to thank your husband who is behind the video. Thank you, Suresh, for doing the video for us. And all of my show, I always say, in every show of mine, there is a man behind the show. So that's what's happening.
No worries, Hema. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Samruda. Thank you, ladies. If you have any questions, pop that in the message box, and Samruda would be happy to answer them. All right. And watch and stay tuned for the next week's session. It would be something interesting. All right. And Hema signing off. Samruda, thank you once again. Bye for now.
See ya, everyone. Bye.